Audio sync. The clouds move over Pontiac skies. Their silent thunder matches mine. And I know this feeling from long ago. I wondered, was it gone? But now I know. Woo! So when she calls, don't send her my way. When it hurts, you'll know it's the right thing. Michigan's in the rearview now. Keep your hands where I can see you. Yeah, you know the song. So, hello, welcome to the second part of how to play the Milk Carton Kids song Michigan the way I do, or what I think is more accurate, the we'll all probably be retired before we finish learning this song. Yeah. So anyways, in this part, I'm going to show you the verse, and since the chorus, there's really not much to it, I'll show you the chorus as well. I'm not going to give you the note-for-note detailed playthrough of every little itty-bitty thing that I do. I'm not going to give you every piece of the pie. I am going to give you the recipe, though, so you can make your own pie. I'll show you enough of the tools and the framework in which I operate that you will have no trouble piecing the rest of it together if you did in fact want to play it exactly how I did. Or you'll be able to sort of put together your own variant. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So the chords you're going to need to know are all straightforward garden variety chords with the exception of one. And as you would imagine, they're all basically chords that you used in the intro, since it's all the same key. Imagine that. Anyways, so if you don't recall from the first video, I'll be happy to refresh your memory. We're capoing this on the 3rd fret. Now, if you have a hard time singing it there, I mean, feel free to move it wherever the hell you want to. It's your life, it's your voice, it's your guitar. I don't give a shit what you do. But for right now, we're learning it on the 3rd fret, so deal with it. If you don't like it, get out of here. Go learn some other song. I don't care. For the verse, you're going to need a C major chord. By the way, if you already haven't noticed, I'm going to be popping up chord diagrams somewhere in the screen. So, look out! They're coming. So, C major. I play it with the bass note low E 3rd fret. You don't have to. If you don't like it, don't play it that way. I don't care. That's how I do it. Fills it out a bit more. You'll need a G major. Now I play it with that extra note on the B string, 3rd fret. You have to play it that way. I don't care. You don't like it? Too bad. There's no other way. Don't fight me on this. I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, G major. You are going to need a D major chord. I play it with that F sharp on the bass note that you grab with your thumb. D major, F sharp. You will need an E minor chord. Yeah, there's nothing to say, it's an E minor chord. And the one that's a little out of the ordinary is what I'm going to call, for the context of this song, a D add 4 add 9, because the D is the root and I'm using it in place of a D chord. Normally I describe this chord to my friends and fellow musicians as that cool sounding D-ish chord that is a C fingering slid up 2 frets. Pretty sure that's the technical name for it, actually. But that's exactly what it is. It's a C shape, slide it up 2 frets. Don't play the low E in your left with that beautiful sounding chord. Now, on a completely unrelated side note, if you were to play that low E string with that chord, you've got yourself an E minor 9 with no 5th. Totally meaningless with what we're doing today, but I figured you just ought to know. So there you go. You can play some jazz. Woo! Sad jazz. Mysterious jazz. But yeah, so it's a D add 4 at 9. And beyond that, those are all of the flavors of chords that we're going to need. The chord progression is as follows for the verse. Starts on a C, goes to a G major, goes back to the C, and then back up to the G, to the C, and then we're going to go G, and then we're going to step down to the E minor with that D to the E minor, C, and then crazy D. And then the pre-chorus is E minor to the D to the C, and then the E minor again, D, excuse me, and then C. And then the chorus is E minor to G to C, and it repeats that pattern. Repeating it until the very end. When it does the "What am I supposed to do without you now?" goes to the G, to the C, and then I think that's how it went. What am I supposed to do now? Yeah, without you, without you. Yeah, so it goes to G to the D at 9. And then back to the intro. Ooh. And if you don't know how to do the intro, you have either not been trying and not been doing your homework, or you haven't watched the video, in which case I suggest watching part 1 first. You got no business being in part 2 if you don't have part 1. You're doing stuff backwards. Stop wasting my time. Stop wasting your time. All right, way you go. Get out of here. For the rest is, let's focus. Let's focus this down and break it down further. Sorry if I keep looking to the left to make sure that my audio is still recording. My computer has a nasty habit of just freezing up from time to time, so I think I'm done, and I've only recorded like half. So anyways, moving on. So the verse, the clouds move over Pontiac skies. So that's where things start to get interesting. So you start playing a G major. And then what you're going to have to do, all that little noodle bits inside the G chord are facilitated with your index finger and your baby finger in basically what's now a G5 chord. That's why you have to use the fingering that I'm showing you, because we need that ring finger on the B to sort of flesh the chord out a bit and give you some anchor point, or give you an anchor point. You want to start by lifting up the index and ring finger, and then shifting your hand position slightly to mute the A string and the high E string. So when you strum it, you're just left with a G5 chord. It's inside of this where you can add the notes on the D string and the G string with your index and baby finger, which you can use to spice up the G chord. totally useful, like really useful. I mean, you can use it all the time outside of this video and this song. In fact, I've got a song on my SoundCloud page, which I'll link in the description if you're interested, but the chord progression is based entirely off of that. So you get the idea. It's a useful way to add sort of interchordal melodies to what's otherwise a rather simple chord progression. The little riff that I do on that starts off on the G. You put your index finger down on the B string, 2nd fret, relative to the capo, obviously. 3 strums down, then you resolve it with the pinky finger on the B string on the 4th fret. Like that. Second time around, you sort of rush the tempo. You get on that G root note quick, and then you play G and the B. So you go root note, G and the B together, and then you play the same 2 strings with your baby finger on the 4th fret of the B string. Then you play open on those 2 strings. And then you put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and then back to the pinky finger, and then open. That's kind of how it goes. I do different variations of similar things in the G chord, but I mean, as long as you have that basic framework, I think that the rest of it won't be a problem. So yeah, the clouds move over Pontiac skies. Their silent thunder matches mine. I know this feeling from long ago. I wondered, was it gone? But now I know. This is the crazy D chord. So what I do is this. Something like that. Yeah. It's all single notes, so you just pick down through it, and I'll sort of try to break it down as best I can. So you start on the root, up a string, you hammer on with your ring finger, up a string to the open G, up a string to the B that you'll pull off, back to the open G, pinky finger on the 5th fret of the G, which would basically put your hand in kind of a C7 shape. Open, fretted with the pinky on the 5th fret G string, open E string, and then you replace the note on the B string. I'll play that a little slower still. And then it's to the pre-chorus, E minor, when she calls, don't send her my way. When it hurts, you'll know it's the right way. And then for that, we'll play a C chord with no index finger, and we'll play single notes up to that string where we'll hang on that. But we started on the open low E, which I know is unusual for a C chord, but and just let it ring, and then that's where the chorus starts. Michigan, when she calls, don't send her the highway. When it hurts, you'll know it's the right thing. Yeah, chorus is straightforward. All the little riffs on the C chord I've already covered in the intro video, so there's nothing new there. And that's basically the whole song. The little leady noodly bit I do in the second verse, where I get a little shreddy Grigor on you. I'm going to show you that right now. It's pretty straightforward. Essentially, the way I did it in the video is you play your C and you go to your G, and then you slide up to a G chord that's in a D major shape. And that's on the 10th fret, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th fret relative to the capo. And you basically sweep down the high 4 strings. You grab on the D string, you grab 13th fret with your baby finger, and then the rest of the run is all on the D string, so I'll just tell you fret numbers. So it's 13, 12, 10, 12, 8, 10. 13, 12, 10, 12, 8, 10. Or I suppose if it was relative to the capo, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'd be 10, 9, 7, 9, 5, 7. And then back to the C. So now, you don't have to play it exactly like that. I chose to do it like that just because it kept that ring finger anchored, so it was easier to do when I wasn't watching my hands. It kept my hand in the proper position. But if you're finding that going up to the A string with your baby finger, or the D string, sorry, with your baby finger is a bit stretchy just because of the cramped position, feel free to start it with your index finger. And that'll keep your hand in a more open position. You don't have to play those exact notes if you don't want to. You can play... You can slide down 2 more frets on the D string to have more of a step down feel into the C. And if you want to do that but don't like all the sliding on the 1 string, you can transition down another string to the A string, like that if you want to. You can spice it up with your own secret blend of herbs and spices and make your own little riff if you want to. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. That's just how I do it. And interesting little bonus fact for any fans of Top Gear or the Allman Brothers, with that exact same series of notes with the addition of the E string, the high E string on the 13th fret, or the 10th fret relative to the capo, you can do this. Nope, fuck's sakes. You can do this. Classic rock. Anyways, enough dicking around. I've shown you what you need to know. Now it's your job to go forth and make sweet, beautiful music all on your own with the tools that I've presented to you today. If I've left anything out or I wasn't clear because I'm an idiot and I'm a shit guitar teacher, or if you just want more detail, whatever, leave it down in the comments. If you want to tell me that my videos suck, leave it down in the comments. You know, whatever. If you want to tell me what the weather's like in Albuquerque, New Mexico, leave it down in the comments. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. God, I'm not the boss of you. Beyond that, go out there into the big wide world, show off your newfound skills and talents to your friends and blow their minds. And have fun. I hope this was kind of helpful. If not, I mean, whatever. My life goes on, so. Anyways, take it easy. Until next time.